So I've watched this unconventional, I guess one could say. I mean, it's described as a rom-com somehow, but I mean, on that front, it is unconventional. It's nothing like any rom-com I've seen recently. That didn't even actually pass my mind. It's a rom-com because it's not really quite. I mean, sure, there was a bit of romantic element, but not quite very predominant at all. Um, and it's quite odd. It's based on a supposed real event, not quite totally real, but mostly at any rate. So this is called Fisherman's Friend. Now I don't quite like the music per se, but it's possible really. I mean um, um yeah, I don't quite like it as much as I liked, for example, the band featured in or at least the general movie atmosphere of um Spike Town. Well, no, Spike. What was it called again? Spike Festival. Anyway, yeah, that one that I also commented on. I mean, it still had a lot of stuff happening, gritty stuff, but well, I mean, at least I like the music better there. In terms of this, though, it doesn't quite. Though, I mean, it omits a very crucial event. I thought. I suppose it was quite, and they mentioned that there were tragedies at the end. So I was wondering if just dying peacefully while looking at the sea is a tragedy, but no, that wasn't it. I'm assuming, I suppose, if they did include what actually happened in real life in the movie, it would be a different movie, I suppose. Yeah, it would be much more macabre. It's just it's quite a freak thing that happened. I suppose, for a door to fall on a couple of people. One died instantly and the other one died after 2 days. That's quite an incident, accident, I suppose. Quite an accident. Yes, quite. And I don't know what if the manager apparently died. So I'm not sure what the character of Danny would think about that if he's playing him. It all happened a bit differently. There, obviously they hyped it up a bit. In real life, it was more mundane. The manager simply uh, saw some CDs they made previously and just contacted them at shelter. Didn't quite see them then. I don't think they tried to convince them or such. No idea. So apparently those documentaries, I haven't seen them, so there might be a bit more truth in that. I mean, I had never heard of them before. Yeah, I just don't personally listen to this music much at all. But yeah, I watch most movies. I mean, why not? In terms of the comedy, though, as it's built to be a comedy, it's not very comedic, I thought. I mean, there were moments, but there's also some of those things, where it's sort of, some comedy, some drama, I suppose maybe like real life, but yeah, it was really just that there were moments, but not quite. Obviously at the end there when the car is taken by the sea, but yeah, and the pub in the middle where they convince him that they're sleeping while they were singing, but it's not quite, sort of. Well, they're obviously scripted comedy moments, not quite. They don't feel quite natural. Um, but yeah, well, otherwise, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, it's obviously, I'm assuming, based on real life somehow. So, even though it's kind of what's annoying about movies. I mean, unless you dig really deep into the details, you don't quite know exactly what is real, what isn't, and in a way, it can propagate non-truths, I suppose. Although the real people were consultants on that front, I don't know. I suppose what they can do is embellish themselves, I suppose. They have the capability. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be much that is embellished per se. It is very much positive, but yeah. So other than that, I suppose everything that happened that's fictional is with their consent, presumably. So even though I don't know, presumably the main romantic story is fictional, but who knows? Yeah, and presumably as well. I mean, I haven't read it anywhere else, but presumably buying of the pub, whatnot, is fictional as well, which is a bit absurd then that it happened in the first place. But I don't know, unless I guess one watches the documentary, and I don't have quite have so much more interest. I think I'd do that. I mean, maybe when the sequel comes out, I'll watch it. But yeah, documentary, I don't know. I haven't even watched a documentary on singers and music that I like, let alone ones that I don't even listen to. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Green Book in a way, these kind of movies introduce you to different sorts of music, I suppose, music that one might not have listened to before. So they can be useful in that sense, in terms of the comedy potential. So it was positive. It was too potent and it wasn't too funny. It just wasn't really. There was a lot, you know, that scene of the seagull, just wasn't funny either. So I don't know why, you know. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, obviously the main point as well is the fact that it's set in a nice looking area. So in terms of that, yeah, I guess. But other than that, it's not very funny though.